YouTube. You know what it is. I wanted to make a quick video while I still had time and I still have the thought fresh in my mind. I've figured out that I'll do like a pickup video on Father's Day. It makes sense because that March Madness scrapped and passed. A lot of stuff happened. I had to repair my home. A lot of stuff went on behind the scenes. I didn't have time to do videos, but I want to do videos in between. So this is not necessarily about a sneaker per se, but it's sneaker related. And I don't want to just do a video about this and not show something. So I'm gonna show something in the video. I just got a new pickup, which I feel as though this is probably the new fad or the thing everybody gonna be doing this summer. I got these basically based off the Tapestry. I don't know if most people know it, but most people hip knows that this new fad is Tapestry clothing, pants, shorts, hoodies, jackets. Whereas though I don't know what the material is, I haven't seen it in person, but it's from what I see, it looks like carpet type material, like fuzzy or something, and it basically has images of people on it. And I got one being made right now, but for the time being, I have bought some shorts. Anybody knows me, I'm not really a big time Kobe fan, God rest his soul, but I give respect's due. Plus, I have a lot of, well, let me rephrase that. I had a lot of Kobe's and I sold them. I got like 2, 3 left, and I regret selling some of them because I've been wanting them back, but I was procrastinating getting them back for I don't know whatever reason. They was dirt cheap, but everything Kobe related is expensive now ever since he passed. So even the most cheapest thing I want, it's hard to get in. It's irritating because they all go with these shorts because every single one of these figures got the Lakers colors on it, and every shoe I probably want it has the Lakers colors on it, and the shoes I do have don't. And I actually got a hat to match. This is the famous picture when they won the championship. So I'm going to break that out soon. And I didn't really want to get Jordan related shirts because everybody's gonna have those. I wanted Iverson, they didn't have none. So I tried to kill two birds with one stone. I got Jordan, but I got his college years. And it's another thing I'm irritated because I do have a hat to match. You seen in one of my videos, but what irritates me about it is that I have some blue shoes, but not the ones I want. I should have never sold. I don't even think I put it in the video, but I don't think I ever put it on public. I actually had the UNC 3s. I wore them 2-3 times, and I don't know. I just felt like I didn't want them or I didn't need them at the time. Sold them. Now I wish I had them back, but I don't want to pay what they go for. And I guess I'll show shoes. No, none of the shoes nobody cares about really. These are the Jumpman, Team Jumpman, Jordan Jumpman 2 or whatever they call them, Team 2. I have the navy and all white ones. Those was a gift from my ex, and I always wanted these because they just remind me of the He Got Game Air Jordan 13. To be honest, I don't correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if it's this one or the first Team Jordan that these were. I believe these was supposed to be the 13 or the 14, and Jordan didn't like them, so he went back. Tinker went back to the drawing thing and made a new shoe, and they just used these as like Team Jordans. But I'm not sure if it's this one or the first one because this may have been designed after the 13 because you see like the paw prints like on the 13 shoe, and this emblem is from the 14. So this is like either in between or around the time the 14 was made. So that's why I'm not too sure. But I paid next to nothing for these. I paid like $50 for them. So nobody cares about them, but I use those for the gym. But let's get into what this video is all about. If you see in the back of me, I have a couple of my ones posted. I just finally finished watching the movie Air with Ben Affleck, Chris Tucker, Matt Damon, and who else is in it? I think those are the 3 main people in it. Oh, Valletta. I think her name Vanilla. Valletta Davis, I believe that's her last name. The lady that was on How to Get Away with Murder. She played Jordan's mom, and from what I heard, the dad, the one that played Jordan's dad, that's her husband in real life. But I just wanted to do a review on the movie because I seen people do reviews on it, but it's mostly movie critics and stuff. But I haven't seen any like real sneakerheads really review the movie, and I wanted to do it because of the simple fact this is like a, for at least for me, this is a testament to the sneaker culture, and this is a big win for us if you ask me. So I've been want to see the movie when it first came out, but I don't want to get too into deep about that. But just know that I didn't get to finish the movie because the person who was with me was rather drunk and was disturbing everybody in the theater. So I seen 3/4 of the movie. I think I missed the last maybe 25 minutes of it, but I think I missed a lot of the movie in between too because I kept dozing off. I can't remember. I just know that I didn't get to finish the movie, so I finished it at work not too long ago, maybe 2-3 days ago. I was trying to do the review then, but too much was going on. I didn't have no time. I still don't really have a lot of time now, but I want to get it out the way before I forget my thoughts. Basically, I don't think it was like it wasn't like a blockbuster film, but it was definitely good. I think they put the right actors in the movie because if it was like maybe like I those actors to me, except for Chris Tucker, because Chris Tucker is considered a comedian, but Matt Damon and Ben Affleck is like real thespians, like the real deep actors. Like they can go from comedy to dead serious to any other genre you can think of. I mean, Ben Affleck played Batman, and then he did one of his worst movies, Geely, with his now wife J Lo. So he can play any type of range. And Matt Damon, I think he did too. If I'm not mistaken, he did the Bourne Identity series. Was it Good Will Hunting? I think it's Good Will Hunting. I'm trying to think of a funny movie he did. I know he was in Thor, one of the Thors. I remember that. But I mean, they know how to switch it up so that the jokes was hitting for me and the seriousness was hitting for me. Like I actually got lost in the movie and really thought I was looking at Phil Knight. I can't say that for Matt Damon playing Sonny Vaccaro. I can't say this man's name. Sonny Vaccaro. Well, the guy that got Jordan assigned. Because I've seen his documentary and like how he like real person. So basically, this is just an interpretation for him. He doesn't really look like him at all. He don't sound like him at all. But he did his role in his life justice. Like the way he acted, it made me forget that who he was playing. He looks and sounds nothing like him. But and Chris Tucker, I didn't know at the time who he was playing. I looked at who could he be playing that in real life? But then this before the end of the movie came, I was like he's doing an accent, and I could tell like that accent sounds familiar. So before I knew the guy's name, I knew who he was. I seen a couple documentaries about Jordan when he was talking about his sneaker line, and I kept seeing this black guy, not Jeffrey Humphrey. I can't say these people's names today. I know what's going on with me, but it was another person on this team, and I believe if I can say it right, Gentry Humphrey. I believe that's how you say his name. He was on his team, but that's not the person. It was another guy. He wore glasses. Well, he wore glasses too, but whatever. And he had this weird like lisp when he talked, and I said, "Yo, that's what Chris Tucker sounded like." I said, "He gotta be playing him." So soon as the movie went out, they showed the real people, and I was right. It was whatever the guy's name, I can't remember. But for the most part, I feel as though I don't know if this is what they were doing, but in my head, I was thinking like I feel like there's never been a shoe movie ever made that went to theaters, like a movie strictly about sneakers, especially sneakerheads. Because you seen they had the show on Netflix, Sneakerheads. I feel as though that's for the new generation. I don't even believe the new generation really liked that show. I watched it, but for me, it was cool, but it wasn't like a show that I would want to go back and watch again or make a new season of it. It was like one and done for me. Like I feel as though they did, from what I hear, they did have people on the team of that show that were sneakerheads, but I don't know. Maybe it was new generation sneakerheads. I think I'm gonna do a video one day about the pitch I wanted to give about a show, but we'll do that another time. But for this movie, I feel as though this is the most authentic you can get when it comes to sneakers, because the movie, it's weird to me. Like, you would think the movie is about Jordan signing to Nike. That's one aspect. It's like so many aspects that you can say this movie is about. One, you can say the movie is about his mother, because if it wasn't for her, he would have never went to Nike to begin with. We all know the story. If you really watch into sneakers and you really pay attention to stuff, you know the story 100 ways back and forward. He wanted to go to Adidas. He never wanted to come to Nike. He had no intentions to even listen to them speak to him. The only reason he didn't go to Adidas was because Adidas, I believe it was going to match or was like going to be give him something close to how much he was going to get paid, but they wasn't going to give him his own sneaker, and they didn't want to put him in the light where though he shined by himself. He's going to shine with everybody that was on the Adidas team, and he would just be sharing the same shoe, kind of like they did with the Converse. So that's what made him, and then his mother and his dad encouraged him. Even after they offered him the deal from what, not, I don't think they showed this in the movie, but they said it in a lot of documentaries. Even after they offered him that deal, it still was hard to get him to sign. So the thing that really got him to stick was that he got percentages off of every shoe. Now that I didn't know. I knew at some point that happened, but I didn't know from the jump he got percentages off every shoe. I thought like maybe after the 3 or the 4, they might have renegotiated and then he got his percentage. But that is the reason why nobody, I feel as though, going forward, unless some revolutionary contract comes up again, nobody will ever top Jordan when it comes to sneakers, period. Not only does his shoe designs, period, looks good, that deal, that was in the 80s. Like, that, they don't even do deals, from what I hear, they don't even do deals like that now. So for that to happen in the 80s and he was the only one, that's crazy. And I heard Magic Johnson, I still didn't finish the Showtime show about the Lakers, but from what I heard, Magic Johnson still regrets to this day that he never signed with Nike. That's crazy to me. So the aspects of the movie, it could be about his mother getting him a sign. One aspect, it could be about Phil Knight and Sonny Vaccaro, that, like, if they didn't strike this deal, Nike could have just been strictly about running shoes. It would have never been no basketball shoes. It would never, you never know. They couldn't be, they may not have been as big as they is now. Then the aspect about Sonny Vaccaro, because from what I got from the movie, his job was on the line. I mean, they said he was the basketball guru. He's responsible for picking out some of the greatest basketball players to go to the NBA, and clearly sneaker deals. He did get LeBron. He was about to get him to sign Adidas, but I think Adidas fucked up the deal like they did with Jordan. He got Kobe to sign to Adidas before he went to Nike, but if it wasn't for him, they would have never got Jordan. He came up with the idea to give all the money that they had for 4 players to just him. So if he never did that, we may not have all these sneakers that we have now. These Jordans may not exist. And one aspect, I was like, Nike really, I won't even know. I don't know if it's Nike because Jordan had their own division. Either one or both, they clearly dropped the ball. Like, the Lost and Found should have never came out last year. They should have came out this year, either before, after, or in between that movie being released. Because for one, it would have generated more buzz to the movie. And then on top of that, the sales of the Lost and Found would have skyrocketed through the roof. I think it went up a little bit, but the fact that the movie didn't get as much praise as I feel as though it should. It got praise, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad movie by far, but it didn't get as much as it should. I feel as though that would have balanced it out. Like, when the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out, I heard that at some showings, you would get a voucher or some type of raffle ticket to actually win the Spider-Man ones with the special box. That's what I was told. I don't know if that's true, but imagine if they did that with this movie. And did, oh my God, what blew my mind, I was like, they showed the prototype of the Air Jordan 1, which was the Chicago, but you could clearly tell, like, even though they shaped it like the 85, you could clearly tell it was a prototype. It was not like the actual pair that they would like sell to general public. So I'm because when I first watched them in the movies, I was kind of tipsy, so I didn't really see how I could see it. But when I watched it at work, and I'm really, because since it's a second watch in a sense, I can really analyze everything. I'm looking at the shoe, I'm like, yo, you can tell that shit, it don't even look finished. It looked raw. Like, it looked like they just made that shoe in house. They didn't like send it out. They didn't send the design to the factory overseas to get made. It looked like they did it right then and there. I said, yo, Nike, like, they still have time. I don't know if they're doing it, but it's a free game. Like, they should have made, because all the 85 cut Jordan ones that have been coming out has not really been original colorways except for the well, should I say the main original colorways, except for the Georgetowns and the black and whites. They haven't done the Breds. They haven't done the Chicago. They haven't done the Royals. They haven't done the Shadows. Those are the main ones, or the UNCs. So in my head, I was like, "Yo, y'all could literally milk off this movie and make the prototype version or 85 either or both, and give it a special box and paper. Just put the font of the movie Air all over the paper. Like, you could really play off this movie and make the sneakers. Granted, the Lost and Found just came out last year, but the way sneakerheads is, do we really care? We're still gonna buy it. Like, and the Breds, I think the last one was 2016. No. Yeah, well, let me rephrase that. 2016 was the last original colorway. The one that just came out, I think, was last year. It was the patent leather. That's come on. And then y'all got the satin one coming out later this year. Who cares? You still can do it. I just don't understand why they didn't, like. You knew ahead of time that movie was coming out, so y'all could have ate even more. But whatever. From what I was told, Ben Affleck came up with this movie, or he produced it, and he came with the idea. And Jordan, I didn't know Jordan signed off on it because, Jordan's in, like, they have somebody in the movie playing Jordan, but they don't actually show his face. They just show him from behind, and he actually kind of resembles Jordan when he was younger. But I feel as though they did the right move. Because the movie, it pertains to Jordan signing to Nike, but it's not about him. Like, again, it's about getting him to sign Nike and telling you how Nike, like, honestly, they should have started from, this should have been a movie about Nike and signing Jordan. It should have started from when Nike first was selling, Phil Knight was selling the shoes outside of his trunk of his car, and how they made the first sole from a waffle maker machine. They should have did all of that, or at least spoke on it more. So they threw a little couple gems in there here and there, but not too much. So I love the movie so much that it gave me an idea that if they was to do a sequel, I don't really think they're going to, because if they do, it may go straight to like Hulu or something like that. But I feel as though if this movie did what they thought it was supposed to do, or projected, or did at least close to that, they have a bigger budget to do a sequel. I don't know if they'll be able to get the sign off of Jordan, because Jordan don't play about his images. Period. Like, y'all see when I buy Mitchell & S jerseys, I still could never get his jerseys on sale at Mitchell & S, because from what I was told, he had an exclusive deal with them. They can sell his jerseys and stuff, but they never go on sale, him or Kobe. And with video games, but now he's in the video games. But when I was younger, he was never in any video games unless it was his own game, like Space Jam. He had his own basketball games, but like far as like NBA Live, NBA Jam, and games like that, his image was never in the game. They had a literally player in the game, and the nigga name was Player. His number was like 99, 98 or something like that. And he was like the best player on the team. And he was bald head. We knew he was Jordan, but they can't actually say Michael Jordan unless they pay him individually outside of NBA, because he has a deal like that with anything that has his image. So I don't know if they're gonna be able to pull that one off with like in the movie. But if there was in my idea for my idea, if they was to do it, if you can get Jordan to sign off on that, right? Because he signed off the first one because only request he had was Valletta to play his mom, which was was the best choice, because she resembles her and she one of the best actors. She killed it. So for the second one, I don't know who they could get to play him. I mean, back then, not now. I used to say Kwame Brown resembles Jordan in his rookie years. But he's older now, so I don't know if he could pull that off. Plus, he got that accent. I don't know if he could act. So they would have to actually find somebody. But started off just how they started this one. They started off, Nike is tanking. They're not doing good in the basketball field, so they're trying to sign 4 players or 3 players to their basketball division so they can boost it. And then they got Jordan, so you left it off there. Start the second one off, fast forward to the end of the sale of the Air Jordan 2, where he was considering leaving and he didn't want to be at Nike no more. And then boom, here comes Tinker Hatfield. So now how they did this, the Sonny Vaccaro was mainly in the movie and the supporting cast with the Chris Tucker character and Phil Knight here and there and a couple other people like Peter Moore and I forgot who the other guy from there was another actor from Horrible Bosses. I forgot who he was playing. All these people was involved. They were supporting cast, right? They helped. They all played a part. Whoever else played a part when Tinker came into the fold, that's where the movie should start. And clearly the movie's going to be about Jordan because that's where the Jordan logo was birthed and all that. So start from there. You don't even have to go all the way up to all the other sneakers. But I feel as though the movie should be way longer. It should not be like 2 hours. It should be at least 3 hours minimum because it's so much you cannot fit it into one movie. Hell, it should have been a series to be quite honest. Like maybe they could do that. Going forward, it could be a series. But if not, then it just be a movie. Include the 3, and then include the dunk contest and stuff like that. The 4, it didn't have too much history for me. The only one is like when he did that last shot over the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then keep going, and then I guess fast forward to the 6 when he finally won his first championship, stuff like that. Because the thing that I feel as though it started with Nike, so if you're gonna make another movie, you're gonna make a sequel, end it with Jordan, and it's so many moments in all his sneakers up to the last one he played in. Yeah, they should do that. If not make all the shoes. Well, I mean, put all the shoes as a character in the movie. At least put some of them, the 13, the 12, the 11, well, the 10 since he came back from playing baseball in the 10. And I guess you can do the 9. So because there's certain stuff that you cannot exclude from that movie. So it would not be. It's not. I mean, it's ways they could do it, but it's be hard to squeeze it into 2 hours. You get how, I just heard. I watched a documentary when Tinker goes into the detail of how he got Jordan to stay, how he got Jordan to help with the design, how he showed him that he would give him his own clothing line to go with the shoe. That's what really sold him, right? Then you can go into all the way to the 8 when Jordan finally didn't want to play basketball no more. He was going to baseball, but Tinker didn't want to stop making Jordans. Even they told him to stop because they didn't think he was ever coming back. And he kept, I think the 9 was the last shoe that came out before, he was still playing baseball, but he worked on the 10, and it was telling him don't do it and stuff because the simple fact you're not coming back, blah, blah, blah. And they can really emphasize when he made the 11, because there was a lot of history in that 11. He worked when it was a prototype, he wasn't supposed to, he got fined for it, and Tinker was working on it behind Phil Knight and the rest of the Nike staff's back. And if he never did that, who knows? We may not have the rest of the Jordan line, which was some of the best shoes. The 12, you can talk about, you can do the flu game. And of course, the 13, you can talk about, 13 and 14, you can talk about the last shot. It's so much you can do, but I'm sorry, it's no way in hell you're going to squeeze it in 2 hours. So I hope that this movie led something like that. And even if it don't, I hope it leads to, at least we get a movie once in a blue moon that relates to sneakers, because you can't, at this point, you cannot ignore the sneaker culture. It's huge. I may not like the direction it's going in, but I love the fact that it's at the forefront now, because when I was coming up, we had none of this. No internet, no sneaker events, no podcasts, none of the releases how they is. Now, I've never seen, when I was younger, they didn't have parties and events and pop-ups just for the release of one shoe. We never had stuff like that. So, in all, it was a good movie. It's definitely a movie where I will watch it again, but I don't think it's a movie I'm bored, I want to talk about sneakers or watch stuff about sneakers and I will just put it on because of that. I can't, because it's not it's not at the, how can I say this, the dumbed down level, I would say, of sneakerhead. It's more of the political, financial, because basically it's the whole movie is about behind the scenes, how they all Phil Knight was talking about was the numbers and the money and the budget and all that type of stuff that real sneakerheads, we ain't worrying about that. We just worrying about getting the shoe. And Sonny was just worried about getting him to sign for however much they was going to give him. That stuff we don't worry about. So I feel as though they, again, do a second one, they could put all that stuff in there, but at least add a little bit more into how the public reacted to it, because this one was about them getting him just to sign and hoping that they sell. But they oversold more than they thought. So now you can start the movie off just like I said with everything, and then including you cannot not include kids skipping school. You cannot include. Sorry, it got to be in there. The violence and murders and stuff that like came along with it, the camp outs, all that stuff. It should be included. I don't know if they'll ever do that, but I hope they do. So with that being said, I'm gonna shut up because I've rambled forever. I have a whole lot more I can say, but I'm hungry and I have to go to work soon. So see you on the next one.